Hello YouTubers, welcome back to the workshop. Just a very quick midweek special for you. This is the tub where we keep our dog food, and I thought it's probably about time I made a proper little scoop to go in there. So just quick, a simple little project. I've worked out, I reckon the actual scoop needs to be around 5 inches long, about 3 inches wide. But I only want a very short handle on that, because I think when I get older the actual handle of the scoop will just go in my hand and my thumb will actually go into the scoop to hold it. There's not a lot of room inside of there, so I want to make the scoop as big as I can, and to do that I'm going to have to sacrifice some of the handle, which is not a massive great heavy thing. I don't think you need a big handle on it. So let's get some turning done. As you're looking at it, this end is the biggest diameter, so that's going to be my scoop on that end, and that's going to be my handle on there. So I think what I'm going to do, before I take too much more down, I'm going to go in there and put a tenon on that end. So I'm going to turn it around and put it in a chuck. Nice new mallet. Don't know how much longer I'm going to say that for. So as you've seen there, I've got that set up in the chuck on one end. I had that tenon on there, and I'm just going through the roughing gauge, just taking it down. I've got quite a lot to take off of this actually. This is a piece of oak, very wormy. I'm not sure where. I've obviously introduced that on a piece of wood into my wood store. The last couple of pieces, I had a piece of beech recently I picked up, and that was all wormy, but it does seem to get underneath the bark. It don't seem to go that far into the actual wood, and I think as I've got to take quite a bit off of there, off of the diameter to get it down to what I want, I should be okay with that piece. So I'm just going in here first. I'm just taking that down. I've set my calipers to 3.5 inches. What's about 170 mil, I think it is. So I just know roughly how far down I've got to go. So I'm just rough that away without having to worry too much about making it too small. You see with that roughing gauge, like I said before, it's a very aptly named tool. That does rip it away quite quick. Now I'm just coming in with my spindle gauge, which does seem to be taking it away even quicker. Because I've got it in the chuck now, I know that's held in there securely. I can be quite aggressive with the cuts. So you see on the left hand side where I went down with my parting off chisel, so you can see that I'm pretty much down to the diameter I want to be. And what I'm doing now is I'm just roughing that away on the right hand side, because that will be where my handle goes. So I've gone on with the parting off chisel there, and that's will be the end of my scoop. So I'm just giving myself an index mark on there, so that I know that that'll be the size of the scoop. Just taking some finishing cuts there. I'm just using my spindle gauge there. I've turned that right over, so I'm just cutting on the wing. And if you lift the handle up and turn it over so it's almost completely closed, that gives you a lovely shearing cut on there, and quite a nice finish as well. see in that last clip, I just rammed it over the end of the scoop, and now I'm just going in with my large Forstner bit just to bore holes straight down through. I suppose very hard oak is a hard wood to work with. I just sharpen that Forstner bit, and that really struggled to go down through. You see a lot of that steam coming off of there. It is quite a cold day down in my workshop, and that does generate quite a bit of heat. It's not smoke where it's burning, but it is steam, as I say, coming up off the wood. You can see on there it forces the moisture through the wood up onto the surface. That does very, very quickly dry out. So I just marked now going down through. I measured that down through to the bottom there. I measured that onto my drill, so I know exactly how deep I need to go. So it's just a matter now, just drilling that out right the way through to the bottom. I just need to go through and open this up, take that wall down, at least half that thickness. I'll do that with my hollowing tool. I know every time I use this hollowing tool, I'm ever so pleased with this for a homemade tool. It's brilliant. I just need to turn the handle. What I'm going to do is just make sure I have that held in there nice and tight. I don't think I need it actually, but just to be on the safe side, I turn those up and they just slip up over the top of there, and then at that point I won't damage the inside of there. So just bring that up, and it will still revolve with a revolving centre, but it won't damage the inside of there at all. So what I need to do now is just make a small handle. When I did my mallet, I made it quite functional. Let's see if I just do something a little bit, put a little bit of pattern or something on there. So what I need to do first is just ruffle this away. I don't need anything like that piece of wood there. Probably only need about that much, just something that will slip in your hand like that. Just rip that away pretty quick. I know because I got that held in there, so it's between a chuck and my revolving centre in there. I know that I could be quite aggressive with it. I don't have to pussyfoot about it. What I'll do is just go in there. So now that's going to be my dating point for when I want to part it off. What I've done is swap the tool rest over so I get right in there, and just sit when you come near with a skew. That's what I'm using for this. It's a called Butcher's Block mineral oil, pure food safe mineral oil. So I'm not worried about poisoning the dog at all. where those wormholes are, that will be cut away in a minute for the top of the scoop. It's quite a lot of movement, so I'm not going to part that off anymore. I'll just take the saw to that. And just take that over onto the bandsaw and cut that top off. Well, here we go, YouTube, all finished. I've never tried one of these before. I'm quite pleased with it. It's quite a fun project to do. It's quite simple. I'll just spend a couple of hours just messing around in your workshop. But 2 lessons I have learnt from doing this. I mean, it's perfectly serviceable, but I don't think I will be using it. There's a lot of weight in there. As I say, 2 of the things that I learnt really is I should be more vigilant over my depth. There's a lot of wood in there still, and also that is quite a taper on there. That's not as parallel as I thought that was. I was quite surprised. I thought I'd got some quite, uniform sides on there, and when I cut it, it's not at all. So when I make another one, 2 things I will pay more attention to: ensuring I get those sides nice and parallel, same thickness all the way down, and making sure I have the right depth in the bottom there. Because this being oak, that is quite heavy. There's an awful lot of wood in there, and there's quite a bit of weight in your hand. But nonetheless, fun project. I enjoyed that. It's a good day. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.